Welcome, deep divers. Today we're heading into, well, some pretty dense jungle, looking at a classic reimagined.
hmm
And, there's something really fascinating, maybe a bit daunting, about taking something so iconic, so beloved, and trying to bring it into, well, now.
Definitely. It's a huge
How do
study.
you keep what made it special, every little detail people remember, but also make it feel fresh? It's a real tightrope walk. A lot of remakes don't quite nail it.
True.
So our deep dive today is all about the Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater Deluxe Edition, specifically for the PlayStation 5.
Right.
And this isn't just, any old remake. People have been waiting for this, watching it closely, debating it, precisely because the original Snake Eater is such a giant.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the original Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater,
Yeah.
it's not just a game. People often call it the crown jewel,
Yeah.
right, of the whole series.
Yeah, easily.
It was just this amazing mix of stealth,
Yeah.
a really deep, surprisingly emotional story, and, of course, that classic Kojima weirdness we love.
Yeah.
It really carved out its own legacy. So when Konami announced they were remaking it, you can imagine the reaction. It was this real mix, huge excitement, obviously, but also a lot of, let's call it cautious curiosity.
Holding their breath a bit.
Exactly. Like, okay, it'll probably look great, but will it feel right? Will it respect the soul of the original? That was the big question.
And that's exactly what we're digging into today. We've gone through a really detailed review of this new deluxe edition.
Mm-hmm.
Our mission, so to speak, is to pull out the key insights. How did Konami handle that balancing act, respecting the original while bringing in modern tech and design?
Yeah, that crucial balance.
What does it mean for the old school fans, the ones who know Virtuous Mission backwards? And what about new players jumping in for the first time?
Right, who maybe never played the PS2 original.
Exactly. What makes Delta stand out? What choices did they make deliberately? And crucially, do those choices actually work today? Let's peel it back.
Let's do it.
Okay, so right off the bat, the second you hit start, the visuals, it's the most immediate thing. And it's stunning.
It really is.
This isn't just like cranking up the resolution. They rebuilt it, ground up, using all the modern graphics power you'd expect.
Yeah, the review really stresses that. It's less a remaster, more like a visual resurrection. It properly transforms that world.
You just get hit by the detail, don't you?
Yeah.
Those jungles feel so much denser now.
Oh, yeah.
The crumbling Soviet bases, the moss on the walls. The weather effects feel so much more atmospheric. It's got this striking realism that honestly was just impossible back on the PS2.
Completely.
Think about like sunlight coming through individual leaves, or how mud looks when Snake crawls through it, or just the gloom in a rainy forest section. It's like seeing an old photo suddenly become this like high-def window you could step through.
And it's not just the big picture stuff, is it? The review mentions the small details, too. The wildlife, for instance.
Oh yeah, which is actually part of the gameplay. Hunting and stuff. Exactly. It looks almost lifelike now.
Yeah.
The scales on a snake, a butterfly's wings. The review actually said you kind of want to pause just to admire the foliage, the textures, the lighting.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, on a good 4K screen, it's properly breathtaking.
Wow.
And the key thing is, it's not just eye candy. It really pulls you in, makes you feel like you're actually there in Snake's boots, in that hostile environment.
Right. Enhances the immersion.
Totally. It makes the jungle itself feel more like a character, almost an enemy, which really fits the original's themes, man versus nature.
Okay, so visually, it sounds like a home run. They've brought the look forward beautifully, and it actually serves the game's feel.
Seems like it, yeah.
But, okay, great graphics are one thing. A remake has to play well, too. So, moving past how it looks, how does it feel? The review said it keeps the original's essence, but updates it.
Mm-hmm. That's the tricky part.
And controls, it's often where remakes stumble, right?
Yeah.
The original Snake Eater, amazing as it was, had controls that feel, well, a bit stiff now. Fixed cameras, those old tank controls.
Yeah, definitely a product of its time.
So the review highlights the controls have been properly modernized. Moving, aiming. It apparently feels much smoother, more intuitive, like a modern third-person game.
Which is probably a welcome change for most people.
Absolutely. But here's the interesting bit, the balance you mentioned earlier.
Right.
While the feel is updated, the actual pace of the stealth, the core Metal Gear DNA, that's untouched.
And that's crucial.
It's still very much about being patient, planning your moves, being precise.
Yeah, the review is really clear on this. It literally said something like, you absolutely cannot sprint through the jungle guns blazing, and expect success.
Haha, nope, still Metal Gear.
Exactly. That slow burn tension
Yeah.
where you're scared of snapping a twig, that's still there. You still need to watch your step, use cover properly.
So they respected the core gameplay loop.
Deeply, it seems. It's about making it more accessible to handle, maybe, but not watering down the actual challenge or the strategy. You still have to think like Snake. Engage with the world, not just blast through it.
Okay, that's good to hear. Now, here's maybe the most sensitive part for any remake. The story.
Ah, yes. The sacred text.
Pretty much. The review is very clear. The narrative is unchanged.
Phew. Okay.
You're still Naked Snake. It's still that iconic mission. Espionage, survival, betrayal, trust, the whole making of a legend. It's all there.
The same Cold War philosophical journey.
Exactly. That complex emotional story we remember.
So how does it land with the new visuals? Does it just look prettier or does it add something?
That's the really impactful part, according to the review. The enhanced visuals don't just pretty it up, they actually elevate the story.
Oh, interesting. How so?
Well, the cutscenes are still, long and cinematic. It's Kojima, after all. Thankfully, they didn't chop those up.
Good.
But with the better character models, the refined motion capture, the performances just carry more emotional weight.
Ah, okay. You see more nuance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think about the subtle looks on Snake's face, or, the body language of the boss.
Oof, yeah. Those encounters.
The review specifically mentions those moments. Snake's interactions with the boss feel even more impactful now. It's not just that they look better. The visual upgrade apparently amplifies the sadness, the weight, the personal cost of everything.
Wow. That actually sounds amazing.
It really does. It's kind of a testament to how strong that original story was, that it holds up so well and is actually enhanced by modern tech, making those gut punches hit even harder.
Yeah, truly timeless writing.
Okay, so beyond the main game itself, this is the deluxe edition. So it comes with some extra goodies, right?
Right, the collector's stuff.
What do you actually get? The review mentions some nice physical things and some digital stuff.
Yeah, apparently you get a nice steelbook case for the game, which collectors always love.
Mm-hmm.
And a digital soundtrack, so you can listen to that amazing score whenever you want. Plus some bonus cosmetic items for Snake.
Okay, cosmetics, so nothing game-breaking?
No, the review is clear on that.
Okay.
These extras don't fundamentally change how you play. It's not like there's a secret new weapon or mission.
Right.
It just makes the whole package feel a bit more special, more complete if you're someone who wants that premium version.
And what about those cosmetics, like camo patterns and face paint?
Yeah, exclusive ones for the deluxe edition. Mostly just for looks, but the review did note they offer subtle tactical advantages.
Subtle how?
Like a particular camo might genuinely help you blend in slightly better in one specific type of jungle environment compared to the standard ones.
Ah, okay, so it encourages experimenting a bit.
Exactly. But crucially, it doesn't break the game's balance. You're not suddenly invisible or anything. It's just a little extra flavor. Fits the whole camouflage system theme.
Gotcha. Adds a little something without messing things up.
Yep.
Okay, and technically, how does it run on the PS5? Smooth.
Superb was
Yeah.
the word used, which is great news given how much they've upgraded the visuals.
Yeah, you worry about frame drops.
Apparently not an issue. Solid frame rates, even when things get busy, like in firefights or dense jungle areas.
Yeah.
And maybe the biggest quality of life improvement, load times. Virtually non-existent,
Oh.
which is huge for this game.
Right, because you die a lot, and those PS2 load times could really break the flow.
Exactly. Now it's seamless. Keeps you right in the moment. In Snake's world.
Nice. What about the controller features? Did they use the DualSense stuff?
Oh, yeah. The review mentioned that specifically. Feeling the tension in the trigger when you're aiming.
Ooh.
Or feeling the vibrations change depending on what's happening, like a helicopter flying overhead.
Yeah.
Just adds another layer of feedback, makes you feel more connected.
Cool. And the sound.
Beautifully remastered, apparently.
Mm.
All those ambient jungle sounds, insects, leaves rustling really immerse you. And that iconic score still gives you chills. Perfectly placed.
Sounds like a really polished package overall, then.
From a technical perspective, definitely.
So we've covered the great stuff. Visuals, modernized but faithful gameplay, the story holding up, deluxe extras, smooth performance. But look, no remake is perfect, right? Especially one trying to preserve so much of an older game. The review did mention some. Let's call them niggles.
Okay, what were they?
Well, it suggests that for some players, maybe those who didn't play the original or are just used to super streamlined modern games, the dedication to authenticity might feel almost too conservative.
Ah, Like, they kept some of the clunkiness.
Kind of. While the main controls are smoother, it points out some slightly dated design choices that are carried over directly.
Like what?
Primarily inventory management. It can still feel a bit clunky by today's standards, having to pause the action, go into menus constantly.
Right, for healing injuries or changing your camo.
Exactly, that constant menu hopping. For some people, especially newcomers, the review suggests it might feel a bit fiddly or interruptive compared to how seamless things often are now.
Yeah, I can see that. Modern games often try to minimize menu time during gameplay.
So that raises the question for you listening, what does that really mean? If you're new to Snake Eater, maybe used to games where you heal with one button press, these systems might feel like work.
Bit of a barrier, maybe.
Potentially, but here's the interesting counterpoint the review makes. Still, these quirks are part of the charm.
Explain.
It argues they're a deliberate nod to how demanding the original was. Snake Eater was never about being easy or streamlined. It was about immersion through detail, even inconvenient detail sometimes.
Right, like having to actually treat specific wounds, not just hit a health pack button.
Precisely. It forced you to manage survival, not just consume resources.
Mm-hmm.
So Konami keeping those things, the review sees it as respect for that original vision.
Not watering it down for modern taste.
Exactly. It wasn't an oversight, it was a choice.
Yeah.
It makes you adopt that mindset of a lone operative deep in enemy territory, having to carefully manage everything. It might not click with everyone today, but it's undeniably authentic Snake Eater.
That makes sense. It's preserving the original friction.
Yeah. So that kind of brings us to the wrap-up. Where does this leave us? Ultimately, it sounds like Metal Gear Solid Delta. Snake Eater Deluxe Edition really succeeds. It manages to be this heartfelt love letter to the fans who've cherished the original for, 2 decades now?
Incredible.
And at the same time, it's a fantastic opportunity for a whole new generation to experience one of the all-time great gaming stories, but in a format that looks and feels modern.
Yeah, the review's conclusion really hit that point. It called it a careful, meticulous balance of old and new, and that, for the most part, it works brilliantly.
Pulls it off.
Yeah. Whether you're coming back to it or it's your first time in the jungle, it sounds like a faithful, absolutely stunning remake. It proves that Snake's legend and just the sheer craft of that original game is timeless. Sets a high bar for remakes, really.
Respectful but innovative. That's a powerful thought to end on, isn't it? If a game's legacy, like Snake Eater's, can be revitalized so effectively by being faithful, by preserving its core, rather than completely reinventing it, what does that tell us about what makes art timeless, especially in games where tech changes so fast?
Right. What makes certain stories, certain gameplay loops, endure across generations, even with their original quirks left intact?
Something for you all to chew on until our next deep dive.